What's the best way I can put this? No. Failed, 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 failed. Every time I tried to unlock this riven, failed. I actually got rid of my rifle one because it was bugged and wasn't picking up. I had it even equipped. Somebody unlocked it and got a hammer riven. Luckily, they did give me that back though. Well, I say I gave it back. They loaned it to me. I said I'll keep a hold of it for just in case they get the riven, they can have it back. I cannot get this riven to unlock. I'm doing something seriously wrong with it. But I did come across this one. Complete a survival mission with level 30 or higher enemies without killing anyone. Alone. I actually did this a long time ago when I ran that challenge accepted thing and failed it twice. That has I actually went back and did it a second time. It was annoyed me so much and I still killed things without killing anything. This time, however, what I'm going to do is completely take off the sentinel. Do I want to take off weaponry? Not particularly. But I'm going to run full-on stealth mode for this. Just to make sure it is actually in here. Set it to solo. And because I just happen to be... my ship is not floating around the void. Where is my ship then? Well, last planet I was on, I was doing Stoffler and Stofler, however you want to pronounce it. And my ship isn't anywhere to be found. Oh, there it is. I was just going to say Ordus has kidnapped it. It was probably floating around before and I missed it. I need a high level survival. I'm pretty sure there's one here at 25. I need higher than that. There we go. Solo, 40 to 45. If this fails, I may actually throw something through a window. On the Lassette, kill everything. Flush everything out into space. All the noggles, everything. Just disable Ordus. It's got to be his fault somehow. Oh, it was active. It pops up at the bottom where it says use your first ability 5 times. That should now change over to the riven, which it doesn't seem to be doing. It does actually eventually pop up at the bottom that the riven is active. I've found doing this to be better than not checking, because sometimes for some reason it just doesn't activate, or it will instantly pop up failed when you join a mission, usually when they're already in order. I was just kind of trying to show it to prove a point, but what I didn't expect was to have issues and lose the entire audio for the rest of this. Kind of sucked. Really got me annoyed. Like, beyond annoyed. But I've had a few issues unlocking rivens, and this one, when it popped up, was... I had to do this. I had to finally put this one challenge that I failed twice because I tried it. And it was the first time in the challenge accepted thing I did the same challenge twice. Because I did it once and turns out I'd slid into an enemy and killed them. The second time I tried it was kind of weird because that time it was a laser trap that I set off, actually killed an enemy, but for some reason it counted as me killing that enemy, so I failed it a second time. I got 1 kill each time I did this. So going back in and trying again was definitely on... became very high on my to-do list when this riven first popped up. The weird thing this time around is the enemy was kind of getting to where I was going just after I got there. They seemed to be able to see through Loki's invisibility, so that aspect didn't work. The first 2 times I did this, I wasn't invisible at all. I think it was Excalibur that I was running around with for both. I really can't remember which frame I used, but it wasn't Loki. This time, I know I could have taken pretty much any other frame. A Vauban would have worked pretty effectively. Necros with his Terrify ability would have made them run away. There's lots of different ways to do this. I went in with Loki because my plan was to basically go invisible and hide. But because the enemies kept running towards me, it didn't work out that way. I honestly thought I would have to also do a second run on this because, as I explained in the audio footage that was lost thanks to hard drive failure, that's really got me annoyed, I was going to run it for 5 minutes and see if it would work, and then try for 10 minutes. I kind of wish it was for 10 minutes because, if I remember rightly, one of the original challenges was I was supposed to last as long as possible before leaving. And I think the highest I ever managed to go was about 12 or 14 minutes, somewhere around there, before I ran out of oxygen and had to leave. There was also the don't open air canisters, which, to be fair, you can actually do that quite effectively with a Necros, and you never have to open an oxygen container, and you can easily do 30-40 minute survivals. Depends on the enemy and how many people are in the squad. Solo, it's a little bit harder to do because there's not as many enemies, but get a full squad in there and that's actually a pretty easy one to do. This, I was just glad to finally knock this challenge out because I failed it twice before and finish unlocking this riven. And the annoying thing about it, after all of this, it was an afew riven. I mean, I don't mind, but I would have loved any other riven. It wasn't really that bad of a riven. It does add damage to Grenier, it adds fire rate, adds electricity. It does take away a bit of zoom. Just out of complete curiosity, let's max this thing out to see what stats it would have if I was actually going to do anything with this weapon. It takes away 76% zoom but adds 114% electricity. Good for the elemental, good for the fire rate, bad on the zoom. The damage to Grenier, also kind of a bonus to this. But can I see unveiled rivens this way? I can, without showing the rest of them. As you can see, the only pistol riven I have isn't the other ones. I'm so happy that I finally got that defense one to actually unlock, but like this video, the audio wasn't corrupt. I completely forgot to turn my music off, and though I have the footage, I may cover that in another video, simply because I've had so many different bugs and issues with that defense one that I'm not sure if I want to do that, or if I can even recover half of the footage that seems to have gone missing from that. But we'll leave this off here for now. I don't know what to do with this Furious Riven. I think I'll probably just leave it there for now till I need the space, then turn it into Endo. Endo? Yeah. So, thanks for watching, and I'll catch yous next time.